Andy, quick one. MTN mobile money, Vodafone cash, or Airtel Tigo money?
MTN mobile money. Preference. I prefer MTN mobile money. Plus, it's everywhere you go.
Okay.
Have you tried removing money from Vodafone Cash before? Sorry, Vodafone Cash.
Daniel
it's
has.
very stressful. Daniel, am I lying? What do? You do like a ping or something?
Ignore the naysayers, listeners. Vodafone Cash all the way.
Can you use Vodafone Cash to pay for like stuff at Shell filling stations? No.
Yeah, that may be true, but with MTN, you are billed for every transaction, right? But with Vodafone Cash with Anhoto, once you are subscribed, 3 CDs, all your transactions, the whole month is free.
I bet they know you don't use for a lot of transactions, so they are being smart about it. See, so what if you didn't do any transaction? They still take your 3 CD. But MTN, they know you'll be doing a lot of transactions, and the volume is what they want. Thank you.
The gym is available. When you subscribe to a gym membership,
Vote for me for president.
Vodafone and MTN pay you guys.
Vodafone, my number is 020. In fact, subscribe to our channel and then I'll give you the rest.
Right.
MTN, you already know my number. Don't worry about this.
Of course. Football is to Messi. Undercover journalism is to BBC. Ghanaian high life music is to Kiddy. And tech podcast at the Nibs, France, Daniel and Andy. Let's get it. My name is Franz Kwashi and I'll be your map reader today, helping you locate areas of interest and clearing your ambivalence. It is my pleasure to be joined once more by two men who know a thing or two about compasses. Firstly, the president, the Trump, the commander-in-chief of the barracks with the right and raw links to Area 51. His powerful arm has been destroying tech predators since 2009. Let's have a run with the wildlife king as he directs us to the Garden of Eden. We are all ears and the caution.
Thank you. I'm back. He said Trump. I want to be like Trump. Thank you very much. He's my idol.
And also, our chief surveyor, the man who emanated from the Earth crust in the 90s, frolicking between the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn. He is the man from the North Pole, defiant to dangerous magma from volcanoes. Welcome him as he descends from the plateau. Who else does it better? You know the answer. It's Daniel Mensah. You welcome, sir.
Okay, I was going for the vice president of the United States, but since I didn't get that, I'll just stick to magma.
Shh, burn. It's a brand new week, recording live from Peep and Learn. Hello, Judy, if you are listening. Welcome back, our lovely listeners. And we are happy you have tuned in once again to join me with the two great compass readers as we meander into the mysterious terrain of electronic payments.
Franz,
Yeah.
your poems, they are
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
It's like every week it just gets better. There is no reduction in quality. But you know what would make it more finer, if there's such a term, is if he writes one about himself.
No.
You want to see that next week?
No.
Yeah.
Comment section. Let's see.
As usual, we're going. Today it's electronic payments. E-payment is all about the money and convenience. E-payment systems have grown increasingly over the last decades. And we know of so many, like e-commerce sites like Jumia and international ones like Amazon, where you can buy stuff online, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
With Visa, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think a Visa or a MasterCard, which is linked to your bank account, that's not physical cash. Like, how are they able to get the money?
Basically, when you're talking about e-payment, it simply means electronic payment. So when you buy a good or you purchase a service online or from somebody and you pay the person over an electronic medium, which means neither of you see the money physically, and that is an electronic transaction. So e-payment has been made.
The Visa is connected to your bank account, right? So like, is a bank transfer made? Do they send physical cash to the other bank? Like, what's going on? You know?
It's basically numbers all over. So Visa is basically a payment processing system, like for cash, basically.
Okay.
So Visa will talk to your bank that you requested for this amount of money in order to make a payment to this account number.
Okay.
So your bank verifies it and goes like, oh, it's a valid request from Visa.
Okay.
And your bank lets Visa or provides Visa with the amount of money Visa is asking for electronically. It tells it, take 50. So Visa takes 50.
Yeah.
And then sends it to whoever you are paying that 50 to. That's usually how it works.
Okay.
There's no physical transaction. This is just numbers and statements that are going around for everyone to know that, money just moved from here to here. So update this person's account minus 50. Update this person's account plus 50.
Oh, okay.
Verify the transaction in between.
Okay. Does that apply to mobile money?
Yes, but not with the Visa part. Yeah. Basically, it's the same idea for mobile money. For a good example, if you are paying for something, it's basically a simple money transfer. We all have accounts which act like bank accounts, which are wallets that you MTN is holding for you electronically, and you request. So if someone's like, "Oh, this product is 50 cedis," you basically say, "Oh, I'm sending 50 cedis." You tell MTN, "Please send 50 cedis from my personal accounts, which you are holding, but in my name to this person." And then that's what, and then MTN charges you a small fee for the transaction.
Okay.
That just happened. Same thing, no physical cash is moved. It's just numbers being updated on both sides.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Some people I think it's just numbers, and so it's not actual money. So some people will still prefer to do just cash.
I mean, the skepticism is understandable. You're not seeing your money, but I mean,
but all the same, the cash we have is just a representation of value. It's not the actual value. You know, back in those days, it was barter trade.
Exactly.
It is actually a value for what you're getting.
Exactly.
But cash is still not. It's just a representation of value. So I think the numbers on the computer system is also the same.
Yeah. Plus, I mean, it's electronic. You receive email, but you don't see the letter flying in the air.
Right.
It's the same concept that's being carried on, but with your money, with extra security. All these processes and payments, there's a lot of security placed in those transactions to make sure that your money is safe. They don't want to mess up anyone's life.
You know, some of these services even go to the extra length of giving their customers profits or some level of interest. No matter how small it is, they still try to give you something small. So that alone should be convincing enough that you should put your money there.
Yeah. And electronic money is becoming prevalent. So it means with time, a lot of people are going to do away with physical cash. So many stores, so many shops would prefer electronic payments to physical cash because of security issues, theft and all of that.
Yeah, e-payments is convenient. You picking up your mobile money to pay for something, you don't have to carry cash around. Yeah. It's convenient. In some other countries where this is actually possible, especially China, where they've linked their whole system, like it's like the whole city. So when you come and you're buying something, you don't need to, you just stand there. Your bank account is linked to your profile. So there's a camera there. When you buy something, no man checks everything out. The camera looks at you, recognizes you, and does the transaction. You walk out.
Wow.
You buy. That's one. I don't know if any of you have heard of Amazon Go. It's basically a shop. You register outside the shop. When you're entering the shop, you just pick up your phone and then you swipe to enter the shop. When you enter the shop, you pick anything you want. Anything you want. And walk out.
And what happens?
And the system knows that you've walked out. It knows the things you've picked. And then deducts it from your bank account.
What if your money is there up to?
That's why. So they have like credits outside. So they can deduct it from your credit and still get their money. And then you have to pay your bank for the credit that is.
Wow. Get there.
We'll get there. But Ghana isn't ready for that yet. It's convenient, but we'll not. I feel that there's a long ways away for us Ghanaians before we reach that point where we can say mobile money is convenient for the market to man who doesn't really understand tech to just stand there and say, oh, I've done my payments. Yeah. That's just my opinion. I don't know, maybe Daniel has.
See, this is just the beginning. If my memory serves me right, it was introduced around 2012 or 2010. Yeah, but usually before something would change on a very large scale like this, it's going to take a very long time. So I think I would agree with Andy that it's going to take some time. For instance, some market women don't really understand how mobile money works. So they give their pins to their children or people close to them to manage for them. So when they need to put money in, they give it to them to go and deposit or something like that. So as time goes on, they're going to learn, improve, and then probably the technology will take over. It's like the way computers started. One person started using it, 2 people, 3 people, then it grew. It didn't just happen overnight. So small, we'll get there.
Speaking of safety, electronic payments and cash, which is safer?
I mean, it depends on the world you live in. I think, because even for electronic, there's fraud, there are hackers. Do you remember? We spoke about hackers, right? Yeah. Apart from them trying to steal your social media stuff, they try and steal your money too. Just in case you don't know. Actually, I'll take electronic. It's actually safer. Yeah, because like your money could drop out.
Right.
Anything can happen. Catch fire. Someone could put a gun to your head.
Of course.
But if this is your phone, I mean, right, they can't force you. So I think,
But someone could still put a gun to your head and say, send it to my mobile money. Type your PIN and then send it to my mobile money.
I will both of them.
That's true. They know that can be traced easily, so they prefer to do their cash one.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, give me all the cash right now.
Yeah. Plus reversals are all there.
Right.
So, but I mean, the main problem is people trying to fraud you and also steal your money electronically.
Yeah, so you should just be careful. You should know when people call you and tell you they are from MTN and
what
mistakenly sent.
First, I think you should just allow our listeners to
go back
watch
and listen
episode
to
1.
Yeah.
That way they can relive the memory and then learn everything again.
Yeah, so the convenience, it's actually convenient. I went to my bank recently and they have this ATM installed. And this time I can make deposits any time of the day. A 24/7 service. So I went there one Saturday night.
With the ATM?
Yes, I made a deposit, a cash deposit. Yeah, with the ATM.
How do you do that?
Yeah, so I go to it. It's called, they have this name for it. I don't remember. So I went and there is the ATM that collects, that you can make the deposits. And then there is the one that you can make withdrawals from. So I just go, I key in my credentials, I put my card in, my code, and then I choose to make a deposit. And then it's ready to collect my cash. I have to neatly arrange it. It counts it, shows it to me, and accepts, takes the money, and then I get a confirmation on my mobile, my banking app that this amount of money has been.
So the machine does all of that. The counting.
Yeah. Yes.
We should start our own bank.
Daniel, I
think online payments has this interesting way of making use of unused currencies, like the 1 peso and the 5 pesos. You know how they are ignored? They are ignored in shops.
Right.
And even an institution like these large supermarkets that are supposed to actually make use of these small currencies, they don't even include it when they're giving you change. Like you go to the mall, ShopRite to buy something and you're left with 5 pesos and it's like, oh. Asa. And that's all for you. And then, all these things are supposed to be used. It's currency, it's money. But when you're making an online transaction, if it's 1 CD, 52 pesos, you pay 1 CD, 52 pesos, making use of all these things.
Plus charges and VAT.
Yeah, plus charges and VAT.
Oh yeah, but like on a serious perspective, like I mean online shopping it's incredible. To anyone who has tried it, I mean you can testify. You can order things from outside. You can order things from. I don't know if you've used Kiku before. Kiku is a great example. Whenever you order something, it's not in Ghana. They ship it from China or something and then bring it over to you in Ghana. I bought a mouse once. Even there was this other one that I bought a mouse from people in America or something. It was this like new mouse that came out. I pre-ordered it. I got it. I think 3 weeks time it came to me. Like, you don't need to stress. I mean, the only thing you have to worry about is when is my product coming?
Yeah, but it will definitely come.
But it will definitely come. So I think it has really helped us. You don't have to get up and go to the store. For me, if you are like me, you are lazy. Yes, it is your savior. Yes. So yes, this is really, really.
And you can reach more clients across the world. Yeah. You don't have to, as Andy is saying. Yeah.
Another benefit is probably that you can track your money. Because when you have cash, when you buy one yogurt, it's gone. Probably in the evening when you are trying to find money to do something else, you're wondering where that 120 pesos went to, and it just disappears. But with e-money, when you buy something, you can just go back to your bank or the mobile money service provider, and then they give you in the bank, they call it the bank statement. They can give you statements to show you what you used your money for, what you bought, how much you spent, how much you have left, and all that information. So it helps you to track your money.
Oh, but I actually read this, Daniel, article on how money, e-money is actually psychologically, it allows you to spend more. Because you can't actually see the money.
That's true.
You get it. So
I can relate.
Yeah. So
really?
you're
yes.
like,
I gave cash to someone, and the person sent it back to me on Vodafone, and I didn't.
We are actually really marketing a lot of companies here. Right?
I know, right? I know, right? So the person sent it back to me on Vodafone, and I didn't like it because I'll use all for credit. For bundle, I wanted to get a physical cash, and can you imagine? I've almost used all a lot of money.
I guess this is actually so true. It's true.
So that's like one drawback.
Yeah. So like psychology, like you don't see the money.
Very true.
So you actually just spend it.
That's true. If I had a physical cash, I wouldn't have.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think another downside of e-payments, there should just be few which are not so. Another downside is that you need internet.
You need internet for majority of the e-commerce transactions because,
right?
I don't know.
Mobile money doesn't require internet unless it's an integrated version of the one on the website.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so mostly for online payments, it's a MasterCard or a Visa, but I see PayPal too. What's PayPal? Is it like Visa? Is it like MasterCard? What's it?
So PayPal is basically a payment facilitator, if I might say so. What it does is it allows you to create an account, and with that account you can add multiple bank accounts, multiple Visa cards, MasterCards, and use those cards to pay for stuff online. That's how PayPal works. So if your bank doesn't confirm a transaction to PayPal, your PayPal transaction fails. Something like that. It's almost like Visa, but it's online. It's mostly like.
Oh, okay. That's nice. That's nice. Like real nice.
Visa is for banks.
Yeah.
MasterCard too is for banks, right? So does it depend on the bank or it depends on you?
Yeah, it depends on the bank. The bank has to have a relation with either one of these companies.
Okay. Or both. Okay. But I think we are forgetting one of the major booming technologies in the
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Cryptocurrency. You know how I scream Bitcoin, like the way when in Ghana when you want to refer to a washing powder, you say Omo.
Oh.
So it's supposed to be cryptocurrency, right? But Bitcoin came first, so every cryptocurrency is
now
Bitcoin. Like the way every toothpaste is
Pepsodent.
Right.
But for the DBs, you Colgate, right?
Oh, I think I've got one. Every washing soap is
Kiso.
Yeah, Kiso.
Yeah, so yeah. Kiso.
Every mosquito spray is
Saza. Okay, I think where we got to, we should close because
Right now, I just mess around.
the nibs are messing
But
around.
we just said Bitcoin and we didn't say anything about Bitcoin.
You have to explain like that. Yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the captain speaking. Next week, we shall be hosting a very wonderful show with a very powerful man, a man who is well known and well versed in the area of cryptocurrency. And should I say, he's a genius in the field.
That's right.
Crypto
I
means hidden.
have to really find some cool bars for him.
I think we don't have a problem with that too. Once Francis is on the, I want to say on the mic, but I don't know. Since he on the turntable, DJ.
Daniel, you look so prepared for this. I know very well you host the show.
Yeah. So for all my Bitcoin enthusiasts and cryptocurrency investors, I guess this episode is for you. I will share it. I promise.
Yes. Wow.
Clap for me.
No, I think we need to hold the applause till he does it, because this is not the first time he has said he will do it, and then remember, we are thinking outside the box.
Yes.
Oh, God.
And that's where innovation begins.
Final thing. Just to give you a tip, crypto means hidden. Currency is money.
Daniel, you're hosting the show.
That's a joke. Roger that.
In the comments, let us know who's supposed to host the crypto show.
Vote for Daniel and you get no bars. Franz and you get Rainbow Six and sipping wine, man.
So that brings us to that's not the end. We have announcements.
Oh my God.
The Ministry of Communications has announced that all mobile phone users will have to register their SIM numbers from 1st January 2020 to 30th June 2020, or lose the numbers as they will be deactivated.
You don't have a choice, man.
Right. Obey your leaders.
So I've gotten so used to my number that if I decide to change it now, take me another number of years to memorize this.
Right. So that brings us to the end of this week's podcast. Please follow us on Twitter and Instagram at @IONibbles. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, @IONibbles, if you haven't.
Don't forget to also subscribe on our Google Podcast and iTunes podcast.
Right, Google and iTunes. Until then, we'd say a bye-bye for now.